So, I am going to do a quick review of the book Brother by Anaya Ailborn. Alborn? I'm not positive how to say the last name. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so sorry if I butchered it. But I read this book a while ago, and I've been wanting to do a review of it and just have not found the time. So now is finally the time to review this book. I will break it down as best as I can without giving anything away or doing any spoilers, because I don't like giving spoilers in book reviews. So, get ready for that. I gave this book 5 stars. I've stopped really writing big reviews on Goodreads. Just, I don't know, it didn't feel like the vibe anymore for me, I guess. But this book I gave 5 stars because, one, I grew up near West Virginia, like, I know kind of rural West Virginia. That was such an amazing depiction of rural West Virginia. Hearing about, like, my own city being talked about as, like, a big city in this book was very jarring to me because I don't think of it as a big city. But that made me feel a little bit special. I also absolutely love the way that it was written, where you get little glimpses of the past here and there, and, like, piecing that story together and figuring that out as you go. Really, really enjoyed that. I love, like, how the characters are written. They seem somewhat believable. They make sense. Like, knowing the backstory of certain characters and all of that, it makes sense. It does have a lot of suspense in it. I love that. The psychological aspect of a lot of the things that happen, I love that. Don't mind my nasty nails. I did a painting activity at work today with my students. But this book was so fun to read. If you're into psychology like me, all of that psychological background and those little bits and pieces you gather to build the characters are absolutely amazing. Seeing characters play the long game, absolutely beautiful. I almost felt like I was figuring out the story with the main character, even though it's not told in his point of view. I loved that it is not told in the point of view of any one character. It's kind of an omniscient type voice, but it did so well of if this is the character it was following and talking about at the time. It was a really, really in-depth kind of omniscient voice. Like, you can see in the body language, in the mannerisms, what is happening. You kind of start to feel what that character is feeling. There were some parts that were just gross, but gross in a, like, horror movie type way, not just gross to be gross, like I have seen with other horror books that I just don't really like. This was the kind of gross that, like, it had purpose, it had meaning, and I really, really like that. I don't mind gore and gross stuff in a horror book. I just want there to be meaning behind it. I want it to be relevant to the story and have purpose in the story, and this author did a really, really good job of that in this book. I know that she has other books. I really want to read them. I'm trying to look for... Oh, it's on the back here. What the amazing part is, she grew up in Poland. In Poland. And she still did such an amazing job of immersing you in the setting of the story. I really, really loved her writing style. I loved the way that she got things across without explicitly saying it. It was just a beautiful book. I know that this book tends to be hit or miss for some people, but it was definitely a hit for me. I absolutely loved this book. I'm definitely going to have to go back and read some of her other ones. I recommend it. If you are somebody who is really into the psychological thing, if you're into that kind of suspenseful, like, serial killer type horror story, this is definitely the book for you. It was the book for me. I loved it. I was so sad when I had to move on, but sadly, all books end at some point, unless you never finish them, I guess. But this book was really good. I gave it a 5-star. If you're into those types of stories, give it a read. But that's the end of this very short review. So, I hope you enjoyed this small review. I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Have a good weekend, and happy reading.